The Avengers aren't just a team, they're a legacy. From billionaires in flying suits to soldiers out of time, from gods of thunder to kings of hidden nations, each Avenger has an origin story that shaped them into the heroes we know today. But how did they get their powers? What defining moments turned them from ordinary people into Earth's mightiest heroes? And who brought them together when the world needed saving? In this video, we're breaking down every Avenger's origin, explained from their beginnings to their first missions, to the moments they proved themselves worthy of the name, Avenger. Tony Stark was a genius, billionaire, and playboy, the heir to Stark Industries, a company built on weapons manufacturing. Born into privilege, Tony used his brilliance to design cutting-edge technology, but he lived recklessly, caring more about fame and fortune than responsibility. That all changed in Afghanistan, when Tony was ambushed and gravely injured by his own company's weapons. Captured by terrorists, he was forced to build weapons for them, but instead, he constructed a powerful suit of armor to escape. With the help of fellow captive Ho Yin Sen, who sacrificed his life to give Tony a second chance, Stark realized the cost of his choices. From that moment on, Tony devoted himself to protecting the world, refining the Iron Man armor, and vowing to never again let his technology be used for destruction. His defining moment came when he stood before the press and declared, without hesitation, "I am Iron Man." Tony wasn't recruited by Nick Fury in the traditional sense. Instead, Fury revealed the Avengers Initiative, planting the seed for what would become Earth's mightiest heroes. Iron Man's first true step as an Avenger came in The Avengers 2012, when he fought alongside Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye to repel Loki and the Chitauri invasion of New York. His turning point as a hero, and as an Avenger, came in that same battle, when he carried a nuclear missile through a wormhole to save Earth, nearly sacrificing his life in the process. From then on, Tony Stark wasn't just a billionaire in a suit. He was Iron Man, one of the pillars of the Avengers.
Captain America, Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers grew up in Brooklyn during the 1930s and 40s. He was small, frail, and constantly picked on, but he never backed down from a fight. What Steve lacked in strength, he made up for in courage and an unshakable sense of right and wrong. During World War II, Steve volunteered for the Super Soldier program. Chosen for his heart rather than his physique, he was injected with the Super Soldier serum, transforming him into the peak of human ability. Faster, stronger, and more resilient than any soldier alive. Steve's defining moment came when he refused to be a propaganda tool and instead took action to save captured soldiers behind enemy lines, proving he was more than just a science project. He became Captain America, leading the Howling Commandos and striking blow after blow against Hydra. At the end of the war, Steve sacrificed himself by crashing a Hydra plane loaded with bombs into the Arctic, believing it was the only way to save millions. Frozen in ice for nearly 70 years, he was eventually discovered and awakened in the modern day. Nick Fury brought him into the Avengers Initiative, recognizing that even out of time, Captain America was the leader they needed. His first mission as an Avenger came in The Avengers 2012, where he helped lead the team against Loki and the Chitauri invasion. Steve's turning point was in the Battle of New York, where his leadership held the team together. From that moment, Captain America wasn't just a soldier out of his era. He became the heart of the Avengers. Thor, the god of thunder. Thor was born the crown prince of Asgard, son of Odin, ruler of the 9 realms. From a young age, he was trained as a warrior, destined to one day inherit the throne. But Thor's arrogance and thirst for battle clouded his judgment. After recklessly endangering lives in a war against the frost giants, Odin stripped Thor of his powers and banished him to Earth, casting his enchanted hammer Mjolnir far from his reach. On Earth, Thor was forced to live as a mortal, powerless and humbled for the first time in his life. Thor's defining moment came when he proved he was willing to sacrifice himself to protect others, even without his godly powers. That act of selflessness made him worthy once again to wield Mjolnir, restoring his strength and his title as the God of Thunder. Thor was first drawn into the Avengers initiative during Loki's invasion of Earth. His recruitment wasn't by choice. His brother was leading an alien army, and Thor knew only together could Earth's heroes stop him. In the Avengers, 2012, he fought alongside Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, and the others to defend New York. Thor's turning point as an Avenger came during that battle, when he set aside his rivalry with Iron Man and worked as part of a team for the first time. The proud god of Asgard had become a protector of Earth, standing shoulder to shoulder with mortals as an Avenger. Hulk, Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner was a brilliant scientist specializing in gamma radiation. Quiet, intelligent, and reserved, he dedicated his life to research. But his experiments took a dangerous turn when he was exposed to a massive dose of gamma energy. Instead of killing him, the radiation transformed him into something else entirely: the Hulk. Whenever Bruce experienced extreme anger or stress, he would lose control, unleashing the green-skinned powerhouse within him. The Hulk was nearly indestructible, fueled by rage, and capable of incredible destruction. For years, Banner struggled to control this side of himself, living in fear of the monster he carried inside. His defining moment came when he chose not to run from the world, but to use his curse as a gift. Though society saw the Hulk as a danger, Bruce proved that his power could be used for good. Banner wasn't directly recruited by Nick Fury at first. Instead, Natasha Romanoff was sent to track him down, recognizing the Hulk's potential as a weapon, but also Banner's genius as a scientist. Despite his doubts, Banner joined the team during the Avengers, 2012, stepping into the fight against Loki. Hulk's turning point came in the Battle of New York. With the world on the line, Banner revealed his secret, that he wasn't afraid of the Hulk anymore. "That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry." In that moment, he unleashed the Hulk on his own terms, proving himself not just as a monster, but as an Avenger. Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff. Natasha Romanoff's story begins far from the spotlight. Orphaned at a young age, she was taken in by the KGB and trained in the infamous Red Room program, where she was molded into one of the deadliest assassins in the world. The Red Room stripped her of her childhood, turning her into a master of espionage, martial arts, and weapons, and leaving scars she would carry forever. For years, Natasha served as a covert operative, completing missions with ruthless efficiency. But deep down, she longed for redemption. Her chance came when Clint Barton, Hawkeye, was sent to eliminate her. Instead, he saw something worth saving. Rather than kill her, Clint offered Natasha a way out, and she defected, joining S.H.I.E.L.D. Her defining moment came when she chose to leave behind the life of an assassin and fight for something greater. She became one of Nick Fury's most trusted agents, using her skills to protect rather than destroy. Natasha's first step as an Avenger came in Iron Man 2, 2010, when she infiltrated Stark Industries under the alias Natalie Rushman, secretly evaluating Tony Stark for the Avengers initiative. By the time of the Avengers, 2012, she was officially part of the team, bringing her unique skill set to the battle against Loki and the Chitauri. Her true turning point came not through power, but through sacrifice. Time and again, Natasha proved her loyalty to the Avengers, but in Avengers Endgame, 2019, she gave the ultimate sacrifice on Vormir, trading her life for the Soul Stone so the team could undo Thanos' snap. In that moment, Natasha Romanoff proved that even without superpowers, she was one of Earth's mightiest heroes. Hawkeye, Clint Barton. Clint Barton grew up with a troubled childhood, eventually running away and joining the circus. It was there that he honed his skills in archery and marksmanship, earning the nickname Hawkeye. His unmatched aim and quick reflexes made him a natural talent. But his path to becoming a hero didn't come through superpowers. It came through discipline, practice, and heart. Clint eventually caught the attention of S.H.I.E.L.D., where he became one of Nick Fury's most trusted agents. Unlike many heroes, he didn't need a serum or a suit of armor to stand out. With just a bow, arrows, and precision few could match, Hawkeye earned his place among Earth's best. His defining moment came when he was sent to eliminate Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow. Instead of killing her, Clint saw the good in her and chose to bring her in, helping her defect from the KGB. That decision not only gave Natasha a second chance, but also cemented Clint's role as someone who saw the humanity in others. Clint's official entry into the Avengers story came in Thor 2011, when he was stationed at the facility guarding Mjolnir. But it wasn't until the Avengers 2012 that he fully stepped onto the team, fighting alongside Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, and Black Widow in the Battle of New York. His turning point as an Avenger came in Avengers Age of Ultron 2015. When the team was fractured and uncertain, Clint revealed the existence of his secret family, reminding the Avengers what they were fighting for. In the final battle, he risked everything to protect a young Wanda Maximoff, inspiring her to embrace her powers and join the fight. Clint Barton may not have super strength or a magical hammer, but his loyalty, courage, and unshakable aim proved that being an Avenger isn't about powers. It's about heart. Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff. Wanda Maximoff was born in Sokovia alongside her twin brother, Pietro. Their childhood was marked by tragedy when their parents were killed during a bombing, an attack caused by Stark Industries weapons. From that moment, Wanda carried a deep resentment toward Tony Stark and the world's superpowers. Seeking strength to protect her homeland, Wanda and Pietro volunteered for Hydra experiments under Baron Strucker. Using the Mind Stone, Strucker unlocked latent abilities within her, granting Wanda telekinesis, telepathy, and eventually reality-warping powers. At first, Wanda used her powers against the Avengers in Avengers Age of Ultron 2015, even manipulating their minds to exploit their deepest fears. But her defining moment came when she realized Ultron planned to destroy the world, not save it. Turning against him, Wanda and Pietro fought alongside the Avengers, and though Pietro was killed in battle, Wanda's choice to stand with Earth's heroes changed her forever. She was brought into the team by Captain America, officially becoming an Avenger by the end of Age of Ultron. Her first mission as part of the team was in Captain America Civil War 2016, where her struggle to control her powers tragically caused collateral damage that sparked the Sokovia Accords. Her true turning point came during Avengers Infinity War 2018, when she chose love over duty, attempting to destroy the Mind Stone and Vision with it to prevent Thanos from succeeding. Later, in Endgame, Wanda returned after the blip and unleashed her fury on Thanos, nearly defeating him single-handedly. From Sokovian orphan to one of the most powerful beings in the universe, Wanda Maximoff proved that though her journey was filled with pain and loss, she had become one of Earth's mightiest heroes, the Scarlet Witch.
Vision, the synthetic Avenger. Vision's story begins not with birth, but creation. His body was engineered by Ultron, who sought to craft a perfect form, a hybrid of organic tissue and advanced synthetics, powered by the Mind Stone. Ultron's plan was to upload his consciousness into this new body and ascend beyond humanity. But before Ultron could succeed, the Avengers intercepted the body. Tony Stark and Bruce Banner uploaded Jarvis, Tony's loyal AI, into it. Then, with Thor's lightning to awaken the body, something unprecedented happened. A brand new life form came into existence. This was Vision. Neither man nor machine, but something entirely new. Vision's defining moment came immediately after his creation. The team debated whether he could be trusted, unsure if he was another of Ultron's tricks. But when Vision casually lifted Mjolnir and handed it to Thor, all doubt vanished. It proved he was pure of heart, worthy of both trust and power. Vision officially joined the Avengers in Avengers Age of Ultron 2015. Alongside Captain America, Black Widow, and the new recruits, he stood ready to protect humanity. His powers, flight, super strength, and energy blasts fueled by the Mind Stone, made him one of the team's most formidable members. His turning point came in the final battle against Ultron. Facing the villain who had designed him, Vision chose humanity over perfection, destroying Ultron's last copy and declaring that even with all their flaws, people are worth saving. From that moment, Vision wasn't just a creation. He was a hero and an Avenger.
Falcon. Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson was a United States Air Force pararescue airman, trained to save lives in the most dangerous conditions imaginable. During his service, Sam became one of the few to pilot the experimental EX-07 Falcon wing pack, a jet-powered harness that allowed him to fly with unmatched speed and maneuverability. After losing his partner in combat, Sam retired from active duty, carrying the weight of that loss with him. But despite the trauma, he remained dedicated to helping others, working with veterans to support soldiers struggling with their return to civilian life. It was during this time that he met Steve Rogers. Sam's defining moment came when he chose to step back into action, not for glory or recognition, but to stand by Captain America's side. With his Falcon wings, advanced combat training, and unshakable loyalty, he became a vital ally in the fight against Hydra in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, 2014. Although not formally recruited by Nick Fury, Sam's bond with Steve made him a natural fit for the Avengers. His official debut as a member of the team came at the end of Avengers: Age of Ultron, 2015, when he trained alongside Scarlet Witch, Vision, Black Widow, and War Machine as part of the new Avengers. Falcon's turning point came during Captain America: Civil War, 2016, when he chose loyalty to Steve over government control of the Avengers. By standing up for what he believed was right, even when it meant becoming an outlaw, Sam proved he wasn't just Captain America's partner. He was a hero in his own right, and an Avenger through and through. War Machine, James Rhodes. James "Rhodey" Rhodes was a decorated U.S. Air Force officer and longtime friend of Tony Stark. While Tony was the genius inventor behind the Iron Man suits, Rhodey brought discipline, loyalty, and a soldier's perspective to their partnership. At first, Rhodey was simply Tony's military liaison, often caught between Stark's reckless genius and the U.S. government's demands. But when Tony spiraled out of control during his self-destructive phase, Rhodey stepped in. Taking one of Tony's suits for himself, he proved that he could wield the armor with honor and responsibility. This was the birth of War Machine. Rhodey's defining moment came when he stopped being just Tony's backup and embraced his own identity as a hero. Outfitted with heavy weapons and military-grade modifications, War Machine became a powerhouse in his own right, combining Stark tech with his unmatched combat experience. Though not directly recruited by Nick Fury, Rhodey became tied to the Avengers through Tony himself. His official entry into the team came in Avengers: Age of Ultron, 2015, where he joined the fight against Ultron and stood alongside the core Avengers in the Battle of Sokovia. His turning point as an Avenger came during Captain America: Civil War, 2016, when he sided with Tony in the battle over government oversight. Even after suffering a severe spinal injury during the airport clash, Rhodey refused to give up. His resilience, courage, and unwavering sense of duty cemented him as more than Tony's best friend. He was a true Avenger. Spider-Man. Peter Parker. Peter Parker grew up in Queens, New York, raised by his Aunt May after the death of his parents. A shy but brilliant teenager, Peter's life changed forever when he was bitten by a genetically altered spider. The bite gave him incredible abilities: super strength, agility, the ability to cling to walls, and a heightened spider sense that warned him of danger. Peter's defining moment in the MCU came when his bravery caught the attention of Tony Stark. Instead of being recruited by S.H.I.E.L.D., Peter was mentored by Iron Man himself, who saw potential in the young hero. Spider-Man's official debut with the Avengers came in Captain America: Civil War, 2016, when Tony brought him into the conflict to help capture Steve Rogers and his allies. Despite being inexperienced, Peter held his own against some of Earth's greatest heroes. His true turning point as an Avenger came during Avengers Infinity War, 2018, when he stowed away on the spaceship chasing Thanos' Black Order. Fighting alongside Iron Man and Doctor Strange, Peter proved his courage on a cosmic scale. And in Endgame, his emotional reunion with Tony after the blip reminded everyone that though he was young, Spider-Man had earned his place as one of Earth's mightiest heroes. Black Panther, T'Challa. T'Challa was born of Wakanda, the most technologically advanced nation on Earth, hidden from the outside world for centuries. Trained from childhood in both leadership and combat, he grew up knowing that one day he would inherit the mantle of the Black Panther, protector of his people and king of Wakanda. His life took a tragic turn when his father, King T'Chaka, was killed in a bombing during a United Nations meeting. T'Challa immediately stepped into the role of king, carrying the weight of both his people's expectations and his own thirst for justice. As the Black Panther, T'Challa's powers came from the heart-shaped herb, which enhanced his speed, strength, and reflexes to superhuman levels. Combined with a vibranium suit and centuries of warrior tradition, he became one of the most formidable heroes on Earth. T'Challa's defining moment came during Captain America: Civil War, 2016, when he pursued Bucky Barnes, believing him responsible for his father's death. But when he uncovered the truth that Bucky was not the culprit, T'Challa chose mercy over vengeance, breaking the cycle of violence that had consumed others. Though not directly recruited by Nick Fury, T'Challa became an ally of the Avengers during Infinity War, 2018, when he opened Wakanda's borders and resources to defend the planet from Thanos' invasion. His first major battle alongside the team was fought on the Wakandan plains, where he led his army shoulder to shoulder with Earth's heroes. T'Challa's turning point as an Avenger came when he showed that true strength lies not in isolation, but in unity. By sharing Wakanda's resources and fighting for the world, he proved himself not only the protector of his people, but one of Earth's mightiest heroes. Doctor Strange. Stephen Strange. Stephen Strange, once a world-renowned neurosurgeon. Brilliant, arrogant, and obsessed with his own success. His skill in the operating room was unmatched, but his ego made him reckless and distant from others. That all changed in an instant. A devastating car accident shattered the nerves in his hands, ending his career. Desperate to heal himself, Strange spent his fortune chasing experimental surgeries and fringe medicine. When science failed him, he turned to legend, traveling to Kamar Taj in Nepal, where he sought a mystical order led by the Ancient One. At first, Strange was skeptical, but the Ancient One revealed the existence of the multiverse and the power of sorcery. Through rigorous training, he mastered spells, astral projection, and the use of mystical relics, including the Eye of Agamotto, which secretly contained the Time Stone. Strange's defining moment came when he used his intellect and willpower to defeat Caecilius and Dormammu, not with brute force, but with cunning. By trapping Dormammu in an endless time loop, he forced a cosmic entity to bargain for peace, proving he had evolved from selfish surgeon to selfless protector. Though never formally recruited by Nick Fury, Strange became essential to the Avengers during Avengers Infinity War, 2018. Tasked with guarding the Time Stone, he fought alongside Iron Man, Spider-Man, and the Guardians of the Galaxy in the battle against Thanos. His turning point as an Avenger came when he saw millions of possible outcomes and chose the one path to victory, willingly handing over the Time Stone to Thanos. That sacrifice set the stage for the Avengers' eventual triumph in Endgame. Doctor Strange wasn't just a sorcerer, he was Earth's protector, and an Avenger in every way that mattered. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. Carol Danvers was an accomplished U.S. Air Force pilot, known for her fearless spirit and refusal to back down, no matter the odds. Her life changed forever during a test flight of a secret experimental engine
designed by Dr. Wendy Lawson, who was secretly a Kree scientist named Mar-Vell. When the engine exploded, Carol was exposed to energy from the Tesseract, the Space Stone, granting her incredible cosmic powers. She was taken by the Kree and manipulated into believing she was one of their soldiers, with her memories suppressed. For years, she fought as part of the Star Force under the name Vers, unaware of her true past. Carol's defining moment came when she uncovered the truth of her identity and broke free of Kree control. Embracing her full potential, she unlocked the vast energy within her, giving her flight, super strength, and photon blasts powerful enough to turn the tide of war. Though not recruited in the traditional sense, Carol's connection to the Avengers came through Nick Fury. In the 1990s, she and Fury formed a deep bond during her mission on Earth, and before she left to protect other galaxies, she gave him the pager he would one day use to call her in Earth's darkest hour. Her official entry into the Avengers fight came in Avengers Endgame, 2019, when she answered Fury's call after the snap. She joined Earth's heroes in the final battle against Thanos, proving to be one of their most powerful allies. Carol's turning point as an Avenger came when she stood with the team in that climactic fight, not as a cosmic wanderer, but as part of Earth's mightiest heroes. Captain Marvel had finally returned home, and she was there when the universe needed her most. Ant-Man. Scott Lang. Scott Lang wasn't a billionaire or a super soldier. He was an ordinary man who made mistakes. A skilled electrical engineer, Scott turned to crime after struggling to provide for his family, eventually serving time in prison for burglary. But at his core, Scott wasn't a villain. He was a father who loved his daughter Cassie more than anything. After his release, Scott wanted to go straight, but his life took an unexpected turn when he was recruited by Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man. Hank chose Scott to wear the Ant-Man suit, a piece of technology powered by Pym particles that allowed him to shrink to the size of an ant while gaining superhuman strength. Scott's defining moment came when he embraced the responsibility that came with the suit. No longer just a thief, he became a hero, using his abilities to stop Darren Cross, the villainous Yellow Jacket, from unleashing Pym technology on the world. Though not recruited by Nick Fury, Scott officially crossed into the Avengers world during Captain America Civil War, 2016, when he was brought in by Falcon and Captain America to help in the airport battle. There, he revealed a hidden ability, the power to grow into Giant Man, proving his worth on a much larger scale. Scott's true turning point as an Avenger came during Avengers Endgame, 2019. After surviving the snap by being trapped in the quantum realm, Scott returned with the idea of the Time Heist, a plan to use the quantum realm to travel through time and undo Thanos' destruction. Without Ant-Man, the Avengers would never have had the chance to set things right. From criminal to father to hero, Scott Lang proved that even the smallest person can change the fate of the universe. Ant-Man had earned his place among Earth's mightiest heroes. Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes. James Buchanan Bucky Barnes grew up in Brooklyn, side by side with Steve Rogers. Loyal, strong, and protective, Bucky often looked out for his smaller best friend before Steve ever became Captain America. When World War II broke out, Bucky enlisted and fought bravely, eventually joining the Howling Commandos alongside Cap. But Bucky's story took a dark turn. During a mission, he fell from a train and was presumed dead, but in truth, he was captured by Hydra. Experimented on and brainwashed, Bucky was transformed into the Winter Soldier, a deadly assassin with a cybernetic arm. For decades, he carried out covert missions, trapped under Hydra's control and robbed of his identity. Bucky's defining moment came when Steve Rogers finally reached him in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, 2014. Though still controlled, the bond of their friendship helped Bucky begin to break free from Hydra's grip.
From then on, he fought to reclaim his humanity and make amends for the crimes he was forced to commit. Unlike others, Bucky wasn't directly recruited into the Avengers by Nick Fury. Instead, his path intertwined with them through Steve. In Captain America Civil War 2016, his presence was one of the catalysts for the conflict, and by its end, he chose to go into cryogenic stasis in Wakanda until his mind could be healed. Bucky's true turning point as an Avenger came in Avengers Infinity War 2018. Freed from Hydra's control and armed with a new vibranium arm, he fought alongside Wakanda's army and Earth's heroes to defend the planet. By Endgame, he was fully back in the fight, standing with the Avengers in their greatest battle. Bucky Barnes proved that redemption is possible, and though his path was long and painful, he ultimately became not just Captain America's best friend, but one of Earth's mightiest heroes.
And there you have it, the origins of Earth's mightiest heroes, from where they came from to the defining moments that made them Avengers. Each hero's journey is different. Some were chosen, some stumbled into greatness, and others carried the weight of legacy. But what unites them is that when the world needed saving, they stood together. The Avengers aren't just heroes with powers. They're proof that courage, sacrifice, and hope can come from anywhere. If you enjoyed this breakdown of every Avenger's origin, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe for more Marvel deep dives, and let me know in the comments which Avenger's story inspired you the most. Because as we've seen, whether you're a billionaire, a soldier, a king, or even just a kid from Queens, anyone can be a hero. Avengers, assemble.